Okay, we're live. And let's be honest, technology is not my forte. So we're going to go live on Facebook today and not Instagram because I don't know how to do both at the same time. Details. I'm better at other things. All right. So today, I really think I've been dreaming of this day longer than I was even conscious of it. And so I am just thrilled that I get to share the cover of my book with you today. Here's the back side. Well, this is actually just a postcard, but this is the back side of it. But I'm going to turn this sucker around today, and I couldn't be more thrilled. So I'm going to walk you through real quick just kind of how we got to where we are today and the front cover of this book, just because I think that it gives a little bit of context, and really because I have a charge for all of us at the end of this, right? Like I have this commissioning, if you will, at the end of this video that I really want to encourage all of us in. So I want you to understand the pieces of how I got to where I am with this book. So as you are on your own journey of manifesting and bringing to this world the dreams that are on the inside of you, that you understand really how this works real time. Because let's just be honest, life and dreaming and manifesting things that are important to you are messy and they're hard and they don't make any sense. And so really for the next year, as we are canvassing the world with this book, I'm going to show you the ins and the outs and the messies and the hard, because it just, let's be honest, it is. So a couple years ago, my family and I decided to be crazy enough to sell everything and to start traveling the country in an RV. And it was in Phoenix, Arizona, in an RV park one day that this dream really landed for me. And I happened to have this dream about this book, which is called Dream, I Dare You. And at first I really wrestled even with the title because I thought, oh my gosh, this feels a little woo-woo. This feels a little out there, right? But little did I know that it was going to be truly the journey of a lifetime. And so I started out writing this book, and it was really designed to awaken people, right? To wake us up to our lives so that we start getting the most out of our lives. And really it was me just putting pen to paper on the years and years of coaching that I had been doing with hundreds and hundreds of people. And then as you know, if anyone's ever written a book, it just starts to take on a life of its own. And I remember the day when I finally involved an editor, my first editor, Bobby Haas, who I'm indebted to. He said to me two things. He said, Julia, you have to understand that writing this book is going to be one of the loneliest things that you could do. He was right. Number two, he said, it is also going to be one of the most vulnerable things that you could ever do. He was also right about that. And so that journey of starting to write this book showed me that it can be very lonely to be a writer. It can also be very vulnerable to be a writer, because you're putting all of yourself on a piece of paper and then you're going to send it out into the world around you. And then I realized that that is the exact same process to how we manifest our dreams in the world, right? It can feel extremely lonely some days to be living in this world. It can be very lonely to be bringing your dreams about, the things that are most important to you. It can feel extremely lonely when everybody else is doing something different, when everybody else is going a different way, when the world around us is doing things in a very different mode and different operandi. It can be very lonely. It can also be extremely vulnerable, right? It's one thing to hide behind avoidance. It's another thing to hide behind busy. It's another thing to hide behind comparison. It's a completely different thing when you decide to, number one, clarify what's most important to you, but then number two, to actualize what is most important to you. That process is very challenging, which is even why in the book I say that dreaming is not for the faint of heart. It's for those of heart. This requires all of you. So part of this, why I want you to know this, is because when you see the visual of this book, I knew that all of these principles that I was writing in this book of how to actually clarify, verify, and manifest our dreams was going to be hard. And so as I started working with my design team and my project management team, they were sending me all these ideas for this book, and they were rather whimsical. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were really pretty, and it was a mountain view, and it was even angelic, and people running. And I was like, That is not what it means. It is not about like this beautiful, just soft approach. This takes courage. This is actually really hard to do. Like, it takes a level of depth. It takes a level of conviction. It takes a level of belief and faith and trust to bring something that's on the inside of you to the world around you. Like, let's be honest, this is hard. Like, I need this book cover to look like that. So after 6 probably iterations of this, I crawled into bed one night with tears in my eyes, and I said to Travis, my husband, I said, am I going to know? Like, am I going to know when I see the cover of this book? Like, am I going to know when it really is real for me? And he, in his loving way, said, well, what do you say in your book about it? And I was like, you jerk. Yes, of course, we will always know. I believe that we always know. We tell ourselves, I don't know. We hide behind reason and logic and analytics in the past and all societal pressures and norms, but we always know, right? So I crawl into bed this night, and this is after weeks of trying to figure out, how do I represent on the cover what it means to be a dreamer, what it means to go against the grain, what it means to live vulnerable and courageous and in light of the things that are most important to you. So I went to bed that night, and I practiced what I preached, and I went to this place, through the chatter phase, then I went to the constructive phase, and then I got to my creation phase, and I just let it lay on the pages of my heart. And I said, God, I believe that I'm going to know that I know when it's time that I'm supposed to see the visual of what this cover is going to look like, and that it's going to create alignment, and it's going to awaken people even by seeing the cover of this book. I want it to move people. I trust and I know that this is going to happen. So the next morning, okay, I'm sitting with my little girl. Her name is Aslan, and she was named after my best friend who died in a car accident when I was 16 years old. Her name was Mallory Aslan Smith, and she was on a missions trip. Aslan, for those of you who don't know, is a character in the Chronicles of Narnia, and it means brave lion. And so I'm sitting there with her, and just a couple of days prior, we were actually talking about Mallory because Aslan wanted to know, why did I name her Aslan? What did it mean? Who was Mallory? All of the things. And so I had mentioned to her that it meant brave lion, that now Mallory was an angel up in heaven, this lion that looked down at us and helped us be brave. So she's sitting there and she says, Mommy, what are you doing today? And I told her, I said, well, Aslan, I am going to create some space to create the cover of my book today. And she says, oh, you know what the cover looks like? And I said, no, I don't know what the cover looks like. And she says, yes, you do. And I said, I do? And she says, yeah, it's your lion angel friend in heaven. Boom. Instantly it lands. Instantly I can see the picture of the cover of this book. And I had to ask her one more time. I said, can you repeat what you just said? And she goes, yeah, you know what the cover looks like. It looks like your angel lion friend that's in heaven. Okay, are you ready for this? Here is the cover of the book, and here is again the title and the subtitle, so everybody knows. The book is called Dream, I Dare You, and the subtitle is a wake-up call to create greater alignment in your faith, in your family, in your career, and your community. And if you were to unpack the true essence of what does it mean to be a dreamer, if you are going to unpack what it means to live your wildest dreams, to live your life in light of the reasons that you're here on this planet, to unapologetically, with conviction and whole heart, chase your dreams, the thing that God's put on the inside of you to do, the heaven on earth that you're supposed to bring. Do you want to see what that looks like? Drum roll, please. Boom. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's a lion. It's a lion. Hey, there's Mama. I see this. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now that my mom's here, and you are one of my biggest fans. Thank you for being one of my biggest fans, and my Aunt Mary and my Aunt Joni and all the people. Like, dang, this takes a village to do this. But here's what we're going to do. For the next 30 days, and really for the rest of my life, and especially this next year, and bringing this book to the world, here's what I want us to do. I want to create a challenge for people to start living bold. God tells us in the Bible that the righteous will live as bold as lions, and there's a reason that he tells us to do that. It's because it is hard. In a world that needs solutions, in a world that needs Jesus, in a world that needs a light, in the world that needs answers, it requires us to be bold. It requires us to do something that we've never done. It requires us to go in a different direction than we've ever gone. It requires us to build something that we've never created. And to be bold, by definition, actually means the willingness to take risks. It means confidence and courage. It means the ability to step out and to live in an innovative nature. And so by this one look of the book, what I'm encouraging all of us is to live as bold as lions, because it takes boldness to live our dreams. It takes boldness to bring solutions to this world. It takes courage. It takes boldness to go after the things that are on the inside of us, because we're placed in a world that those dreams aren't happening around us. They're happening within us. And we have to be able to dig deep and to find the strength and the conviction and the boldness to move forward, even when we don't see it with our eyes. It means that we're able and willing to do things before we see them, that we say yes when everybody is saying no, that we go for it even if we failed 1, 10, or 100 times. It takes boldness. And that is why the book looks the way that it looks. Because I wanted anyone that saw it from across the room or on a website or on Amazon to go, what the heck is that? And to grab a place within you that goes, I've never seen anything like it before, and yet I feel called to live more bold. I just don't know where to start. I feel called to make a change. I know that I'm here for a reason. I see that there are problems in the world around me. I recognize that there's issues going on in some relationships around me. I see it. But how do I move forward? And I wanted this book to be something that says, oh, that's how. I lean into understanding that in order to manifest anything in the world around me, I'm going to have to be as bold as a lion to create the change in the world around me that's congruent with the world that is within me. Because believe it or not, the world that is within us is completely in alignment with heaven, right? Bringing heaven to this earth. That's what we are here to do. That's what this book is designed to do. It's designed to awaken you and to align you with the greatest purposes that you're on the planet to do, from little to big. This isn't about even how big your dreams are. It's just about making them real enough that you unapologetically chase after them. So here's what I'm going to encourage. I'm going to encourage you to go, I'll put a link in here, but go to thedreamfactoryandco.com right now to sign up to receive updates about when the book is actually live so you can buy it. But number 2, the second thing I want you to do, and I want you to help me by forwarding this video. I'm going to replay it a couple of different places. I want you to send it to people who you know it's their time to start living bold, and to start following me, because every day for the next 30 days, I am going to be talking with you in so many different ways about how do we actually live bold? What does it look like to live bold in our faith, in our family, in our career, in our communities? What is boldness? How do we do it? How to create change? How do we manifest the things that are most important? How do we go from where we are to where we want to be? And how do we not let the space in between terrify us? How do we let it inspire us? Especially right now in this pandemic and in the truly the craziest time that we've ever seen as a globe, we need people who are bold about an unseen world. We need solutions to some of these problems, and we can't wait for them. We need to recognize that the answer's on the inside of us. And so every single day for the next 30 days, we are going to talk about how to awaken ourselves, how to align ourselves, and how to live more bold. The world is waiting for you. It's waiting for our dreams. It needs us to live bold. It needs us to stand up about the things that are most important to us and to no longer settle for okay, fine, or good enough, to no longer fall prey to worry, fear, or doubt, but to make sure that our dreams are louder than the world around us, because whatever is loudest will have our attention, and whatever has our attention will have our life. And so, yes, I know that the world is loud right now. I know that the media is loud. I know that the news is loud. I know that fear and worry and doubt is loud right now. But for the next 30 days, I want you to join me and to crank up the volume of being bold, so the world within us is louder than the world around us. So do me a favor. Get bold. Join me for the next 30 days, whether it's on social media, ping me, message me, whatever it is. I will be sending out messages every single day. Go to the Dream Factory & Co. right now and sign up to receive all the updates of when this puppy is live and ready for you to purchase. But join me in living bold. It's time more than ever before. It is time to get loud. Thank you to my community and my people who have gotten me this far. Man, we have so much further to go, and this journey is challenging, and it does feel lonely sometimes, and it is the most vulnerable thing I've ever done. Thank you for your support. Please share the message. Please send this to a few people, tag a few people who need this, because it is our time to wake up, and it is our time to live bold. I'll see you tomorrow.